Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're ready to unlock the secrets to becoming irresistible to women and finally get the attraction you deserve, you've come to the right place. Now, I know you've probably seen a lot of advice online. Be yourself, compliment her, just be confident. But let's be real, that's not enough to stand out. What if I told you that there are psychological tricks that can make her feel magnetically drawn to you? That's right. Today, I'm sharing powerful techniques you can start using immediately to turn attraction into something real. And trust me, this isn't the typical play it safe advice. This is about creating real, lasting emotional impact. So, if you want to know how to make her feel special, intrigued, and actually think about you when you're not around, then stick with me. Before we dive in, do me a favor, hit that like button right now. It takes just a second, and it helps the algorithm push this video to more guys who need to hear this. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on future videos. All right, enough talk. Let's get into the real strategies that will make you irresistible. I want you to write it in the comments. I am irresistible. Let's go. Number 1, the earned compliment technique. All right, guys, let's dive into something crucial when it comes to attraction: compliments. Now, we all know that complimenting a woman is a great way to make her feel good. But here's the thing, if you're constantly telling her she's beautiful or hot, it's going to lose its impact. Think about it. Compliments are like currency. If you give them away too often, they lose their value. So, how can you make your compliments stand out and actually have her feel something? This brings us to the earned compliment technique. The key here is to give compliments that feel earned, something that's thoughtful and unique. Instead of just saying, "Wow, you're gorgeous," which can get repetitive and, honestly, kind of expected, you want to make her feel like you're seeing something deeper than just her appearance. For example, try saying something like, "You have this amazing energy about you. I find myself gravitating towards it more and more every time we talk." Notice the difference here. You're not just commenting on her looks. You're talking about something intangible, something personal, her energy, her vibe, her personality, something that shows you notice her beyond the surface level. You're highlighting the unique qualities that make her who she is. This kind of compliment is way more powerful than the usual "you're beautiful" line. Why? Because it touches on her character, her essence, and it's something that can't just be replicated by every other guy. You're saying, "I appreciate something about you that others might miss." And that's what sets you apart. Here's the trick. Make your compliments genuine and specific. Don't just toss out a generic compliment like, "You're amazing." Instead, give a thoughtful compliment that connects to a specific thing you've noticed about her. Her sense of humor, the way she carries herself, her intelligence, or her passion for something. This shows that you're paying attention and valuing her as more than just an object of attraction. Now, I want you to think about this. What's something unique you've noticed about a woman you're attracted to? Drop it in the comments below. Share the kind of compliment you would give that goes beyond the surface. Let's see who's really paying attention to the details. And if you've ever received a compliment like this, let us know how it made you feel. Remember, compliments are powerful, but only when they feel earned. Keep this in mind, and you'll instantly become the guy who stands out from the crowd. Number 2, the golden mirror effect. This is all about complimenting who she is as a person, her inner qualities, rather than just focusing on her physical appearance. Most guys will compliment her on how beautiful she looks, but that's surface level. The golden mirror takes it deeper by tapping into her dreams, values, and the things that truly matter to her. For example, if she's passionate about helping others or making a difference in the world, instead of just saying, "You look great," you could say, "I can really see you making a difference in people's lives. You have this warmth and energy that makes people feel heard, and I believe that's the kind of person you'll be known for." Notice the difference. You're no longer just admiring her for her physical beauty. You're recognizing her aspirations and character. When you do this, you're showing her that you value and appreciate the qualities that define her as a person. This makes the compliment feel more genuine, because it comes from a place of authentic connection rather than a shallow attempt to get attention. What's key here is that when you compliment her based on her deeper qualities, you're reflecting back to her who she truly is. Her dreams, her strengths, her passion. That's the real compliment, and it's one that goes beyond the ordinary. Women are naturally drawn to men who see them for who they truly are, not just who they appear to be on the surface. The golden mirror effect also shows that you've been paying attention, that you're not just looking at her, but that you're actually observing the things that matter to her. When you notice those little things, it makes her feel special, valued and understood in a way that a compliment about her appearance can't achieve. In short, this technique helps you create a much deeper emotional connection because it's tied to the things that shape her identity. You're showing that you see the whole person, not just her looks, and that's what makes this technique so magnetic and impactful. Leave a comment below. I am more than my looks. Number 3, create emotional tension through ambiguity. Let's talk about something a little more subtle but incredibly powerful, creating emotional tension through ambiguity. This technique is all about sparking curiosity and getting her to invest mentally in figuring you out. Here's the thing, women are wired to decode things. It's in their nature. They want to understand the meaning behind what you're saying, doing, and even the way you're acting. If everything you do is predictable, you quickly become boring and easy to figure out. But if you leave a little bit of mystery, you've got something way more powerful, curiosity. This is where ambiguity comes in. You don't want to reveal everything about yourself right away, and you don't want to always say exactly what's on your mind. Instead, you create moments where you hold back just enough to make her wonder, to make her think. This creates an emotional pull that keeps her interested and ultimately more attracted. For example, instead of just saying, "I really enjoy spending time with you," you could say something like, "I really enjoy spending time with you, but I can't help wondering if we'd be as compatible as I think." Notice how this creates tension. You've just made a statement that could imply something more, but you've left it open-ended. Now, she's going to start wondering, what do you mean? Does he like me or not? Are we actually a good match? This little bit of uncertainty makes her think about you more and feel a sense of intrigue. She'll want to know more, to figure out what's going on in your mind. This technique is all about balance. You don't want to be cryptic or too confusing, but a little bit of ambiguity goes a long way. You're playing a mental game, and women enjoy this challenge. When you mix things up like this, you force her to invest emotionally, and that investment builds attraction. Remember, if you're too predictable, she'll quickly lose interest. But when you keep her on her toes, wondering what you're really thinking or feeling, you're building an emotional connection that's way more engaging. Leave a comment below. Keep her guessing. Number 4, the push and pull technique. This strategy plays on the emotional rhythm of attraction, creating a dynamic where you give just enough to keep her interested, then subtly pull back to make her want more. It's like setting a mental challenge that keeps her engaged, intrigued, and eager to figure you out. Push. The first step is to show genuine interest. Make her feel special, compliment her, engage with her, and let her know that she's someone you enjoy being around. This makes her feel appreciated and connected to you. You're essentially building a sense of closeness and emotional warmth. Pull. After creating that connection, you then subtly withdraw or become a little distant. Don't overdo it. This is not about disappearing or playing mind games. It's about leaving her wanting more. This moment of distance triggers curiosity. She starts wondering, why isn't he as available? Is something wrong? Does he still like me? The magic of the push-pull dynamic is that it creates an emotional roller coaster in her mind. One moment she feels close to you, and the next there's just enough space to make her feel like she's missing something. This emotional contrast creates tension, which makes her more invested in figuring you out. What's key here is the balance. If you're too distant or constantly pulling away, she may lose interest. But if you mix the two in just the right way, it can be incredibly powerful. The curiosity combined with the challenge makes you more magnetic. Leave a comment below. Push and pull master. Number 5. Use her name to build intimacy. This next technique is super simple but incredibly effective. Using her name during your conversation. It may sound small, but trust me, it has a powerful impact on the way she connects with you. When you say someone's name, it creates an instant sense of personal connection. It feels more intimate, like you're addressing them on a deeper level. It's a psychological trigger that makes the conversation feel more genuine and special. And the best part, it's effortless. You don't need to force it, but when used naturally, it helps deepen the emotional bond between you two. For example, instead of just saying, "You're amazing," try saying, "I love how passionate you are about your work, Emily." It's inspiring to see how you get so into it. Notice how the use of her name makes the compliment feel more personal and direct. It's not just a general statement. It feels like it's meant specifically for her. Using her name has a subtle but powerful effect because it triggers a sense of closeness and familiarity. When someone calls you by your name, it makes you feel seen and valued. It's an emotional cue that you're not just another person in the room. You're someone worth remembering and connecting with on a deeper level. But remember, don't overdo it. Repeating her name too often can come across as forced or awkward. The key is balance. When used sparingly and naturally, it can create a feeling of intimacy that helps her feel more emotionally connected to you. Number 6. The future projection trick. Here's a fun and effective technique: future projection. This is a psychological trick that subtly plants the idea of a future together without making it feel too serious or pressured. The key is to make a playful comment about the future, which can spark her imagination and get her thinking about what it would be like if the two of you were to share more moments together. For example, after snapping a cute selfie together, you might say, "Can you imagine if we looked back at this photo in 5 years? We'd probably be laughing about how young we looked." This casual, light-hearted remark might seem small, but it does something powerful. It creates a mental image of a future together. It's fun, it's optimistic, and it's planting a seed of potential without directly implying anything too serious. Why does this work so well? It taps into the power of imagination. When you hint at the future without pushing it, You allow her to visualize a time when you might still be in each other's lives. It subtly tells her that you can see a long-term connection, but in a way that doesn't put any pressure on her. It's playful, not too forward, and feels more like a possibility than an expectation. This technique is powerful because it makes her feel special. It suggests that you're not just living in the moment, you're already thinking about how she fits into your life in the future. It shows that you value her company enough to wonder what it would be like if you continued to build memories together. It's also a great way to deepen the emotional bond without rushing things. So, next time you're spending time together, try slipping in a casual comment about the future. It keeps things light, but it can create a deeper emotional connection. Leave a comment below. Future together. Number 7. Don't reveal too much too soon. Let's talk about the power of mystery. If you want to keep her intrigued, engaged, and genuinely interested, one of the most important things you can do is avoid oversharing too early. Many guys make the mistake of quickly spilling their emotions, feelings, or personal details in an attempt to connect. While honesty is important, revealing too much too soon can come across as needy, overwhelming, or even desperate. When you open up too quickly, it can create a sense of emotional pressure. It puts her in a position where she may feel like she's being asked to offer too much too soon in return. It can also leave her feeling like she's seen all there is to see, which, as you can imagine, makes it harder for her to stay interested. Instead, take a step back and let her discover who you are. Keep some things about your past, your feelings, or your future plans a little mysterious. You don't need to hide everything, but hold back just enough so that she's left wanting more. This creates a sense of curiosity, a desire to learn more about you, and ultimately, it makes you far more attractive. Think of it like a book. If you reveal the entire plot in the first chapter, there's no reason to keep reading. But if you slowly peel back the layers of who you are, she'll keep coming back to learn what happens next. The idea is to let her work for your attention and feel like she's on a journey of discovery. Mystery is magnetic. It keeps the attraction alive because it sparks curiosity and creates an emotional tension that makes her want to invest more in getting to know you. So, be mindful of what you share and when. Let her build the emotional connection over time rather than rushing into it all at once. Leave a comment below. Keep her curious. Number 8. Silence. The power of being quiet. Here's a technique that might surprise you. Silence can be incredibly powerful. In a world where everyone is always talking, being able to embrace the silence during a conversation can actually make you stand out. Silence doesn't mean awkwardness or disconnection. It's a sign of confidence. It shows you're comfortable with the moment and don't feel the need to fill every space with words. This quiet self-assurance can be more magnetic than you might think. When you're talking to her, don't be afraid to leave a moment of pause. Instead of rushing to fill every gap with more chatter, let the silence sit for just a second. This doesn't mean being mute or withdrawing. It's about giving her a chance to process what you've said and letting the conversation breathe. You're creating a subtle space of anticipation that naturally draws her in. The magic of silence is that it invites curiosity. If you're saying something that matters or sharing something significant, letting the silence linger for a moment gives her the time to reflect on it. She might start thinking about what you meant, or even respond with a question or comment to continue the conversation. This process deepens the engagement because she's not just listening to your words, she's actively participating in the conversation. She'll start thinking about what to say next, rather than just responding reflexively. When she's mentally engaged like this, you've created a deeper connection. By pausing, you're also showing that you're not desperate for validation or approval. You're letting the moment unfold naturally. This silent confidence communicates that you're at ease with yourself and the conversation, which is incredibly attractive. So the next time you're in a conversation with her, try pausing, just long enough to let the silence speak. When she begins to fill that space with her thoughts, you'll know you've created something meaningful. Leave a comment below. Silence speaks. Number 9. Lead, don't follow. One of the most powerful mindset shifts you can make when it comes to attraction is to be the leader, not the follower. Women want a partner who is decisive, someone who knows what he wants and can take charge when needed. It's not about being controlling or overbearing. It's about being confident in your choices and showing that you're capable of leading, whether it's making plans, taking the initiative, or setting the tone for your time together. When you lead, you show her that you have direction in your life. Women don't want to feel like they're carrying the weight of the relationship or constantly having to make decisions. They want someone who will step up and take responsibility, but who also respects their opinions and makes space for them to contribute. It's about being assertive, not domineering. A leader in a relationship is someone who is self-assured, but also listens, values her input, and knows when to step back to allow her to shine. Leading doesn't mean you have to control every aspect of the relationship, but it does mean setting the pace. For example, when it comes to planning dates, taking the initiative is attractive. Don't wait for her to suggest the next activity. Be the one to set it up and show that you've thought ahead. At the same time, be open to her ideas and feedback, letting her know that her voice matters too. It's about finding that balance between showing you can take charge and being attentive to her needs and desires. A man who knows how to lead confidently, but also gives space for his partner to express herself, is incredibly appealing. So, step into your role as a leader, not out of arrogance, but out of confidence. Be someone who is decisive, who takes charge when needed, and who always values her input. Leave a comment below. Lead with confidence. Number 10. Be unpredictable. If you want to keep the attraction strong and maintain her interest, you have to be unpredictable. Think about it. If you always do the same things, say the same things, and show up at the same times, eventually she'll start to expect it. Routine can be comforting, but it also leads to boredom. And when things become predictable, the excitement fades, and that's when attraction starts to wane. Unpredictability keeps things fresh. It's the spice that adds flavor to the relationship. When you introduce new elements, whether it's a spontaneous text, a surprise date, or an unexpected compliment, you break the monotony and keep her engaged. The key here is not to go overboard. Don't make every interaction unpredictable, or it might start to feel forced or chaotic. Instead, aim for moments of pleasant surprise that add excitement without overwhelming her. For example, imagine texting her something like, "I've got a surprise for you tomorrow, but you'll have to wait and see." Now, instead of knowing exactly what's coming next, she's mentally engaged, trying to figure out what you have planned. That curiosity becomes a powerful tool. Similarly, a spontaneous date idea like showing up with tickets to a concert or an activity she's mentioned wanting to try will show that you're thinking of her in ways she didn't expect. Being unpredictable doesn't always mean big gestures. Sometimes it's the small, subtle surprises that make the biggest impact. A random message saying, "Thinking of you today," or doing something out of the blue that makes her smile goes a long way in maintaining that feeling of excitement. Why does unpredictability work? It creates a sense of anticipation. She'll never quite know what's coming next, but she'll always want to find out. It keeps the relationship feeling dynamic and keeps her interest alive. It also shows that you're a man of action, someone who doesn't just follow a script, but someone who knows how to keep the fun and the thrill alive. So, don't fall into a routine where things feel stale. Mix it up, surprise her, and keep her guessing. It's unpredictability that keeps her coming back for more. Leave a comment below. Keep it unpredictable. All right, there you have it. 10 powerful psychological tricks that will make her fall for you. But here's the thing. Use them wisely. If you come off as trying too hard, it won't work. The key is balance. Being confident without being arrogant, playful without being distant, and mysterious without being elusive. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below. I love hearing your thoughts and questions, and I'll be answering as many as I can. Until next time, stay confident, stay mysterious, and remember, you are the prize.